Made a video yesterday talking about my feelings on the planned march on Washington, D.C. for July 4th by Adam Kokesh. After I made that video, I started getting emails and PMs from people who seemed to take one of two sides. But a lot of people agreed with me, but the people who didn't took one of two sides. Either they lambasted me for what seemed to be almost daring to question the motives of the gun messiah, or they accused me of trying to keep both sides happy and failing to call a spade and failing to call this guy out for what he really is. For people who said that, I'm like, well, you obviously don't pay much attention to my videos, because my videos seldomly make anybody happy. So I don't really agree with your assessment of me in that point. I thought I was doing is being fair, and I was stating my honest opinion. But a lot of people have sent me more messages today asking me about how things are unfolding since I made that last video, especially the stuff between James Yeager and Mr. Kokesh, and asked me if I would address that, so I thought I would do that. Now, one of the first things I said about Mr. Kokesh is I don't know much about him. Don't know him as a person, have never interacted with him online or in person, so how could I? Don't know much about his history. I did research his history quite a bit after I first learned about the movement, and to be honest, I'm not all that impressed, but I'm not like all that turned off by it, but I'm not all that impressed by it. So I had to start making judgments like, what do I think of this person? What do I think of this movement? What do I think of these plans? And I stated that in my last video, but now today I see this pissing match that's going on between him and James Yeager. This whole thing of this back and forth they're having, and I wonder, who is benefiting from this, whose dick is bigger, whose biceps are bulgier conversation that they're having. No one is. Neither side of our argument is benefiting from that. Neither side of the movement, of the Go Pro-Gun movement, who either supports or doesn't support this march, is benefiting here. Then Mr. Kokesh goes and makes a video which pretty much I thought was in pretty poor taste. Now you can say, okay, some of the things James said in his comments was pretty poor taste also. His video I thought was pretty fair. And then the trouble started when the interaction between him and Mr. Kokesh started occurring in his comments. When you get upset when James Yeager says something unjust to you or mean to you in a comment section, to me that's like being surprised when you stick your hand in a barrel full of badgers and you get bit. Because that's what James Yeager is. I mean, he's a barrel full of badgers, and he's going to act like a barrel full of badgers. And shame on you for expecting anything different. Now, Mr. Kokesh, however, you have put yourself forward as the face of a movement, the voice of a movement. So I expect more from you. And I'm pretty sure you can understand where some people have questions about you. Are you doing this because you really strongly believe in a movement, or is this a money-making thing to you? Especially after you post your address that it's a really nice, large home in a really nice area. It's more than I could afford. And so people start to wonder, do all these donations you're soliciting go to fighting a cause, or do they go to supporting a lifestyle? So I'm sure you can understand where people start to think things like that. So you think you would want to put yourself on a little higher pedestal than what you're doing in this confrontation between you and Mr. Yeager. Now, I still haven't formed a solid opinion one way or the other, but I can tell you what I'm seeing now isn't positive. Now, you're the one that's actually painted yourself into this corner. You're the one that has made these grand plans about this march. You're the one that has stated you're going to get arrested. Now, is all of this publicity, or is it prophecy? Is it actually going to happen, or is it a way for you to garner support, garner subscriptions, garner donations? Well, I don't know. Only you know that right now, as far as I'm concerned. And there's other people that have their solid opinions one way or the other, but I don't have enough information to form a solid opinion yet. But like I say, the things that I'm seeing going on now aren't positive. So I'm hoping you step up to the bat. I'm hoping you do the right thing, and in the end, we're like, yep, he did what he said he was going to do. He went up there, he got himself arrested, he made a point, and he is going to fight the fight. Because, I look at some of the other things you've done, I see a lot of showing up, I see a lot of getting a lot of publicity, I see some minor arrests where you usually just let loose later. I don't see anything where you really take any big risks. I haven't seen anything risky yet. You talk about how you're willing to sacrifice. You said in James Yeager's comment section that when he said you won't find a bigger supporter of the Second Amendment than him, you said, yes, you will, me, and meaning yourself. And I'm like, well, put up or shut up. Because, you can say that all you want. But unless you show it, I don't buy it. So like I said, you've put yourself in a corner here. You've set up these grand plans. Now, are you going to go through with them, or are you not? Because there is a lot of things that could go wrong in this scenario. And I always wonder, Why would someone set up a scenario that could go so wrong if they really planned on going through with it? So if you do go through with it, I hope you go through with it in a way where you don't endanger others. You don't lose others their rights. You don't get others felony convictions on their records. You take that responsibility yourself. This is your movement. You're the face of this movement. You're the voice of this movement. Don't punish others to get you publicity. So in the end, it's, are you going to do it right? Are you going to do it at all? If you don't do it, are you going to give back all the donations that you've garnered in this months leading up to it, where you've been publicizing it and asking people to donate? Or are you just going to walk away and pocket that money? Because if you're not doing it, where did that money go? So there's all kinds of questions people can be asking. So in the end, I guess it's just going to come down to, do you put up or shut up? Do you walk the walk, or do you just talk the talk? You ain't even my real dad.